Hello, my name is Jackie Bowman. I'm a certified occupational therapist working as an activity director in long-term care. We're going to be talking to you today about environment and activities for persons with dementia. Residents come to care facilities with many fears and anxieties. They are entering unfamiliar territory. But activity-based care for dementia residents is the foundation of daily life. Every event, encounter, and exchange is an activity. An activity includes every interaction with line staff, volunteers, families, and individuals they may encounter throughout the day. It's not just a scheduled event with an activity staff. Giving meaning to their life is every person's responsibility. Creating a positive existence is essential for residents' happiness. Now Cindy Schultz, Certified Activity Director, will discuss ways to decrease boredom, confusion, and loneliness.
We are going to talk about providing meaning to their activity. Everything that we do is an activity. Activity fills our daily needs every day, whether we are breathing, walking, sleeping, eating, or singing. These are all considered to be activities. Remember the saying, what we don't use, we lose. If we don't exercise an ability, a person will soon lose that ability. Some of the things that activity provides. We continue to be able to do life tasks. We do meaningful daily experiences. We maintain a sense of physical well-being. A connection to the outside world by going on different outings. Expression of feelings. Sense of independence. A sense of control. A sense of achievement. Activities are part of our day. Whether activities are structured or unstructured, they are all part of the day. Meals are a very important part of the day for our residents. They enjoy doing work-like activities, activities that they did at home, sweeping floors, washing dishes, folding laundry. Fun activities. There's nothing better than to have fun while you're doing your job. Activities of daily living. It's very important to our residents that we give them choices, perhaps asking the resident what they would like to wear that day, or if they would like their nails manicured and fingernail polish put on. Educational. It is very, very important that we continue to educate our residents. We are never too old to learn. And spiritual activities. Spiritual activities is a very important function for our residents. There's many different variety of activities. Reminiscence. Long-term memory is more acute. A resident may not remember what they had for breakfast, but as you're talking to them, they could remember their first grade teacher, the name of their first pet, where they lived, many different things from the past, but they can't remember things that are happening today. They might not even know the name of the building that they're residing in. Music and movement. A lot of residents relate well to music. Creative arts and crafts. Life work activities, as we previously have mentioned, sweeping floors, home-like activities. Activities that challenge the mind and stimulate imagination. Many times when we're doing activities with our resident, the resident could be our teacher. I recall a time doing an activity with residents, and I was talking about driving on the highway. It was a 4-lane highway. And the resident recalled the time that that highway was a dirt road. What a lesson for me. Activities with children. Generally, residents enjoy an intergenerational programming. They love being around the children. It makes us feel more youthful. Activities with animals. Many of our residents had had animals in the past and enjoy the comfort and security of animals. Many nursing homes now have animals that reside at the home, giving the residents a more meaningful day-to-day purpose of taking care of that animal. Some residents even have birds that reside in their room or a cat that lives on the unit that they may be responsible for. Spiritual activities. The spirituality of a resident is very important. It's also important as a caregiver to know the resident's religion preference. Many times a resident may have a very strong faith. They had been Catholic their whole lifetime, and they may prefer to go to a Protestant or a Lutheran church services. Sometimes families even have a hard time understanding that because they were so strict Catholic. But it's really, really important that we let the residents make their choices and let them be able to do what they want to do. Special events. It's important that we continue to celebrate the special events and holidays throughout the year. Perhaps on Mother's Day that you have a Mother's Day brunch and you invite their daughters or something of that nature. Outings. It's very important for our residents to stay connected to the outside world. Perhaps take them to a bakery shop if they had worked in a bakery shop in the past. Building on memories. Talking about the good old days. The residents find a lot of comfort in talking about the past and the good old days as they remember them. Talk about the jobs that they had, where they worked, where they lived, the vehicles that they drove. When we're talking about music, making sure that the music that we're listening to is resident appropriate. I believe if we put on some rap music right now, our residents probably wouldn't appreciate that too much. Using pictures and photos. Residents can look at the pictures of their loved ones and talk about their family. They can do this on a daily basis as short-term memory. They perhaps won't even know that we talked about those pictures an hour ago. Talking about clothing. If I were to go into a resident's room who maybe got a new outfit and told her that I was going to put her capri pants on, she may not know what this is, but using her terminology and in her time saying I'm going to put on her pedal pushers, she might relate to that. Reflection on residents' interests and lifestyles. It is very important as a caregiver to know your resident, not just their daily needs, but their activities and interests they had enjoyed in the past. We'd like to establish a lifestyle that meets psychological and social needs, their spiritual needs, as we've mentioned before, and to make sure that they have their own identity. It's important that they make friendships and that they continue to promote conversation. It's important to have a feeling of success and a positive outcome. Not necessarily that the activity at hand has the outcome, but that the resident is enjoying themselves for the moment. A sense of security, that they belong. Bringing past and present together. Memories can recreate a sense of self. We're going to talk about reflecting residents' interests and lifestyles. It is very important as a caregiver to know your resident, not just their daily needs, but their activities and interests they had enjoyed in the past. As an activity director doing assessments on many residents, I was once at a funeral of someone that was very dear to me. At this funeral, many of her friends and family were calling her Pickles, only to find out in the obituary that she canned pickles for a lifetime and everybody knew her by her pickles. I worked with her for 3 to 4 years, day in and day out, knew her husband very well, and never knew she canned pickles. I really felt like I didn't do part of my job.
We're going to be talking about activities that restore a sense of self and self-worth. In the first photo, you will see pictures of residents. This is after breakfast time. And they're sitting in a room that is darkened, and they're not engaged in any activity. They are kind of just sitting at the tables with sleeping or their heads down or actually looking bored.